Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Time for a box set video. I haven't done one of these in quite some time. But today we're going to be looking at the None More Black Label Society box. This is the cover. I've got the box to the left of me here. Really cool. Really good quality. I love the black on black cover there. They did a great job shipping it as well. It was very well protected compared to some of the other boxes that I've gotten over the years. And I jumped right into this one. I've got box sets that I've had for years where I still haven't listened to every album in there. And I blazed through this in the last few days. Black Label Society, I was a little late getting into them. They came out in 97 or 98 was their first album, and I was in Japan at the time, and I wasn't watching regular music news, so I didn't know that Zakk Wylde had formed his own band. I was at a HMV in Japan one day, and they had a booth set up for Alcohol Fueled Brutality, which was their third release. It was a live album, and it was in the metal section, so I went and picked it up, checked it out, and saw that it was Zakk Wylde. So I ended up buying all three of the releases, and I was hooked from there. He hasn't put out a bad album, man. I love the stuff that he does. I love his guitar playing, his singing. He's got a great voice. I'm not a huge ballad guy, but man, he's got some of the best ballads out there. But so let's just kind of jump into the box. So here it is. So the little additional stuff that's in here, I'll start with that. It comes with, oops, oh, is that not marked? I thought, okay, yeah, it's hard to see. It comes with this bottle opener with the None More Black on it. And then the Odin Demolition Squad rocker. So if you guys, actually, I'll show it to you here. The imagery for the band has always been kind of the biker imagery. So all the guys in the band wear the Black Label Society cuts. This is a book, really nice book that came with it. Just filled with just killer photos from throughout the career of the band. So there you go. So let's just kind of jump in. For the most part, it's a fantastic box. There's a couple minuses that I have for it, but it's really kind of negligent. Everything here is really fantastic. So first up, we've got the debut Sonic Brew. Now this is one thing I wish they would have used the original cover. It was a Johnny Walker with a black label, hence the name Black Label Society. I'm sure Johnny Walker had something to say about that, which is why they switched to this cover on every release after that. But and actually, the cover that every other cover has been black, and this is in white, and they reversed it for this 20th anniversary blend. Just killer. A couple bonus tracks here, nothing to jump up and down about, but fantastic album. This is the only one with printed inner sleeves, which that's another disappointment that I had. I really wish there would have been some really nice printed sleeves for all of the albums, but they all got custom colors. So that's this one, and all the colors match the album covers, which is also very nice. So then next up, you've got, let's see, Stronger Than Death. This is the only legitimate gripe that I have, is that there's some markings all over this one. You can see where, I don't know if maybe the ink hadn't completely dried or what the case was, but you can see slide marks on this one. This is the only cover that's like that. And I know that a few people have posted online that they've requested to have theirs replaced, and whatever company is pressing this for E1 has been very unresponsive. So, but killer shot there. This one, it's kind of hard to see, but it's a dark red. And I've switched all the rest of them because it was really cheap paper sleeves. I switched them all to some MoFi sleeves. I'm not one of those guys that switches every album to MoFi sleeves. I've got albums that are 60 years old that have been in paper sleeves for 60 years that still play fantastic and have no marks on them. So, you know. Now, the third release again was Alcohol Fueled Brutality. I really wish that would have been in here. This is all their studio albums with a couple additions. Instead of those additions, I would have loved to have seen that instead in here. But next up, my favorite by far. I love this album. When this came out, it was always in my car. I never stopped playing this. My wife cannot stand hearing this album. This one's kind of hard to see. It's kind of a brownish color. And it kind of matches the color of the tanks and stuff. But got the lyrics on the inside. And a picture of his son, Zach's father in his uniform. So very cool there. Fantastic album though. If you haven't gotten into Black Label Society yet, I would recommend starting with either this one or Sonic Brew, the first album. Fantastic though. It's just a perfect album beginning to end. Next up should be Blessed Hell Ride, I believe. Yes, sir. Another. This is probably my second favorite right here. Another fantastic album. When I'm in the mood for Black Label Society, 1919 Eternal and the Blessed Hell Ride are the first two that I always pull out. I usually end up on kicks with certain bands, and this is definitely one of those bands where when I start listening, I'll listen to them on and off for a few days. I've also been doing that lately with... I'm going through a Blind Guardian kick right now. I really need to start getting the Blind Guardian albums on vinyl. I don't have any of them on vinyl yet. Next up, Hangover Music. Another, again, just a fantastic album. This one, I was super stoked when this one came out. Loved every song on here. And again, played this one just non-stop. This is where I kind of fell off for a while. Up until that point, I was buying every one of their albums as soon as they came out, pre-ordering them, I think for Blessed Hell Ride, I actually went to a CD release party for it. But next up was Mafia, and I still ended up loving this album. This is still a killer album. For some reason, I just kind of slacked on buying it. I don't know what it was. I don't know if maybe I heard one of the songs and wasn't into it or what. But then once I got it, I was digging it and I played it quite a bit. So still a very killer album. Let's see. Then we got Shot to Hell, and this is where I really fell off. I actually didn't buy this one until years later. And it's funny, I remember not liking this album. However, when I put it on, I was singing along the whole time, so I obviously played it a lot more and was a lot more into it than I remember being. But fantastic album. It's still a great album. And that's one thing, you know, a lot of these albums I haven't really listened to in a number of years, and it was really, really cool to listen to them. This is one right here. I would say this is probably my least favorite of their albums, but not in a bad way. It's still a killer album. Oh, so there we go. And this one is Order of the Black. Killer album cover. And this one's a little bit darker gray. Next up is I can't remember the name of this one, the Vatican one. Catacombs of the Black Vatican. This was just a few years ago. This one was 2000. It doesn't even say on here. What year was this one? Okay, 2014. I thought it was newer than that. And this one and the next one, I ended up giving 3 or 4 spins. Just because I bought this one. I've had this one for quite some time. I really like the color on that one. At this point, though, I was just into other stuff. I was at 2014, 2000. I probably bought this in 2015 or 16. Is when I was really getting into new wave of traditional metal, and that's pretty much all I was listening to. And I remember buying this and listening to it. But whereas all the other albums, I can pretty much sing along to the songs. With this one and the most recent album, that's just not the case. So I really gave them some love, and again, just really killer albums. Glad to have them as part of this set. And actually, I have this one and the next one. I hadn't bought this one on vinyl. I pre-ordered this one on CD, and I got a signed copy of it from Zach. Ordered it direct, and it was one I listened to it a bunch of times when it came out, but I haven't played it since. This was 2017 or 2018 when this one came out, and I meant to buy it on vinyl a couple times. When I went to the store and saw it, I ended up buying other stuff because I had it on CD. So nice to have this one on vinyl. This is the most recent release. And then I like the color of this one too. But it's funny, when I bought it, I thought it was a greatest hits because it's called Grimmest Hits, and it's actually it ended up being all new material. Very cool though. And then this next one, I would have rather seen Alcohol Fueled Brutality than this, but this is the Nuns and Roaches EP, which it's a really good EP. Don't get me wrong. I bought it for Record Store Day, maybe 2 years ago when it came out. But I didn't really feel like this needed to be part of the box set. Like I said, I would have rather Alcohol Fueled Brutality or part one of this next one. So this one is exclusive to the box. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but this is The Song Remains Not the Same, part 2. It doesn't make sense to me that we have The Song Remains the Same, part 2 in the box and not part 1. Part 1's a fantastic album. Part 1 is basically cover songs, acoustic versions of Black Label Society songs, and some alternate takes. It's a really killer record. This is as well. However, the covers here, the only cover that I can think of that's from somebody else is Heart of Gold, which is a fantastic cover of the Neil Young song. But all the other covers are either Ozzy, which he plays all the time, for obvious reasons, and then covers of Pride and Joy. Pride and Glory? What was the name of his... No, it's Pride and Glory. Was his blues band from back in the day. Still... really killer 3 LP set. Really killer artwork here too. I love that one right there. That's sick. And then this one is on just straight gray vinyl. A lot of variations of gray and black, which, I mean, none more black, all of his stuff has been black and white for the most part over the years. So very cool. That's the box set though. I'm really happy with this one. If you're interested in this, you buy it fast. I think I saw an email about a week ago from E1 saying that they had less than 50 box sets left, and I'm sure it won't be like the Ozzy, where the Ozzy boxes are up to like $3,000 or $4,000 now. But this one's going to shoot way up in price. I think they have them marked at $365 or $375. They had a deal when I bought it, so I think I paid $300 for it, which is still quite a bit. But for what you get, I was pretty happy with that. Plus, I've got some early pressings of a lot of these albums that are all going for $80, $90, $100 now. So I'll sell those and make up for the price. These sound better than those anyway. Very cool set though. Highly recommend this one. So None More Black. That's it, guys. Take care. I'll see you soon. Subscribe. Later.